What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Designer Inc. I'm Dose.
I'm yours, your boy Valentino.
And today we finna hit y'all with another banger, man. Now y'all can see from the title, we finna react to King Von, Friends Become Enemies. This came out a few months ago. I say we late, but who cares? They still finna react to it. You feel me? I think what they talking about, Von and Quando. Yeah, Friends Become Enemies. So yeah, we finna react to it. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. Comment, like, share, subscribe. Turn on your post notification. Follow our social media down below. Road to 500 subscribers. You feel me? And yeah, let's get straight into it.
People told me you and Youngboy was beefing or something like that.
They be saying that a lot.
What happened?
They be saying that a lot. It's like we got the same interests at hoes, and then you know how the internet will try to make it, but it ain't nothing too serious, nothing that you should worry about.
5 people were shot overnight in downtown Atlanta. 2 of them died, and now investigators are working to figure out what led up to the violence.
Just keep breathing, cuz. You got it. My fault. Yeah. Man, I mean, shot. What you mean we're outside?
Alright, what's up, everybody? We're gonna talk about this King Von situation. Rest in peace. It's tragic. Everything that could have went wrong that night. Von was shot in the parking lot of the Monaco Hookah Lounge, right in the center of downtown Atlanta, after this huge brawl with Quando Rondo's crew and a couple of undercover police. Everything was captured on surveillance cameras with multiple angles, and I've seen so many rumors and fake stories circulating. The stuff about Dirk buying all the tickets to Quando Rondo's next show, news sites posting Snapchats from a fake Quando Rondo account calling King Von Queen Von. That's all fake. We don't have to invent stories. Reality is already crazy. People don't even know. There was almost a second shootout the night Von was killed. After the chaos in the parking lot at the hookah spot, both crews rushed to the hospital and went to the same one. That's why Quando Rondo went immediately to Instagram Live when he got to the entrance at the Grady Memorial Hospital.
Just keep breathing, cuz. Come on.
And while they moved Von's body on the highway 8 miles from the hospital to the morgue, Atlanta police were in the very same hospital charging Quando Rondo's boy, Little Tim, with the murder of King Von. Now, not only is Lil Tim fighting this felony murder case, but something people don't know is he's already fighting a conspiracy case in Georgia. After this year-long investigation took down a trap house in Savannah, confiscating 15 pounds of kush, $16,000 cash, and a bunch of...
How is this nigga free then? Like, what the...
Who the fuck freed this dude?
That what money do for you.
guns. And if you're online even a little bit, you've seen the rumors circulating that NBA Youngboy is responsible for Von's death. We saw close NBA Youngboy affiliates going immediately to IG Live as soon as it happened, laughing at Von being killed.
The joke's on you. This now you getting wrapped down.
Like, that's that Von pick. When I seen it got popped, all I could do was laugh. All I could do was laugh.
Now, we're gonna get into all this, but before we do, check out my song of the day. This is my guy, Young Po. Let's go.
Eve to me is basically freedom. It's a giant open universe where you can do whatever you want.
I gotta have it all, nigga to raise the ball.
But this weekend promo, bro, I'm not playing with it.
I'm kicking bad shit like Luke Kang. I bet that boy you stepping. See the kid getting money. Now them bitch wanna sweat me. I drop a bag up on it. Get that little boy from around me. The niggas be mad that we up. Going back then, they down.
Bro, I can see him, nigga. Quitting my eyes, bro.
I got the juice, the power.
Alright, it's messed up to say, but this is the most attention Quando Rondo's ever gotten in his career. He was never a headliner, he's not a huge artist, and now he's in the position where he's playing up the role of the bad guy. Dropping that song, addressing the King Von situation, shooting that video, dressed up as the guy who killed him, Little Tim. He's been wearing bulletproof vests everywhere, getting all these shows canceled, and what makes the situation worse, at one point, King Von and Quando were cool with each other.
63rd, nigga, some dirty ass shit going on.
That's a video from a year ago of the two of them before a show in Atlanta, cracking jokes and making fun of Von's ops together. But realistically, this relationship was not gonna last. And yes, NBA Youngboy is involved.
Youngboy, the YB situation was just too real.
just too good. All us got a real bond, so I don't that music shit. Like, you feel me? This shit is way deeper than that.
The reason Youngboy is mentioned in this is because he has ties with both Quando and Von. Quando was the first artist signed to Youngboy's Never Broke Again label. They've been real close ever since, making music, doing shows. They even tag team jumped their own security together.
I was funny as hell.
And when Youngboy was beefing with Kodak Black a couple years back, Quando showed his loyalty by going on IG Live and burning Kodak's merch.
Man, it's up. Man, we on some NBA shit, man. Tell them to get on some serious shit, man.
He even went to New York and got into a brawl in Brooklyn with Kodak's artist, Tutu G's. According to Tutu, Quando got slapped, people were throwing chairs, it was chaos. Now thankfully, nobody got hurt, but the band
Who says that?
And Youngboy's got a huge list of these got hurt.
Who says that? Who posts some shit like that?
Beef is still on to this day. And Youngboy's got a huge list of these industry beefs with people he doesn't get along with. One tension that was slowly building behind the scenes was with him and a new artist out of Chicago named King Von.
What Youngboy talking about on this song, bro? You talking crazy on this, bro.
Oh, yeah?
He ain't even like that. I'm his dad, man. You got cap in your raps.
At this point, Von was just starting to get hot. He had crazy
But
stuff went out.
I think
the buzz
people
was slowly building.
took it too
And in
far. I
March
think he was
2019,
playing.
Von went on Instagram Live to say that
Yeah,
Youngboy
was cool
was
for a
lying
second.
in his raps. Youngboy fans were quick in the comments, spamming him to apologize or something was gonna happen to Von in 48 hours. Fast forward a couple months to December of 2019. Lil Reese, who's super close to Von, comes out and says he would never do a song with Youngboy. After fans were asking him for a collab, we could see these lines being drawn real quick between O-Block and Youngboy's crew 4KT.
What the fuck, nigga? Y'all
Fast
put on the
forward
collab with that
again, 4
nigga.
months ago.
Yeah,
This
no
photo
business
surfaced
collab.
We'll have it right
with
there.
with
We'll have
Youngboy's
it right there
ex-girl
before they start
and
beefing.
baby mama,
Yeah,
Jania.
female,
At the
that's
same
crazy.
time, Von was tweeting subliminals
Baby mama.
about posting some other dude's girl doing stuff that would have him stop claiming his kids. It didn't take long for Youngboy to match that energy and go out and do a song with King Von's ex-girl, Asian Doll. Both of them using each other's girls as props to get at one another. And the whole time, people like 600 Breezy from Chicago were hyping Von up, saying stuff like, I love what you're doing, we know what you're doing, hashtag rapper K. So he's saying rapper killer. Basically, he's cryptically talking about Youngboy, who then responded indirectly but super directly at the same time by saying, I'm gonna make sure my son F's your daughter since you're trolling. Now this tension kept building and building behind the scenes. Von's even got subliminals about Youngboy on this new album he dropped last month, Welcome to O-Block. On the song Mine 2, Von says outright that he's got beef in Louisiana and the other dude doesn't know it. He's rapping that gangster shit, now he's gotta show it. So when the news hit last month that Von got killed in a confrontation with Youngboy's artist, theories started to circulate that it was Youngboy who ordered the hit. 2 days after Von was killed, a fan uploaded an old unreleased song from Youngboy and titled it like it was a King Von diss called Let Them Shots Off. Now this was pure clickbait, but the video still managed to go to number 8 on trending on YouTube, and it's not about King Von at all. And I saw fans starting to go back into Youngboy's catalog, reading into his lyrics, looking for clues. One song in particular, they claim predicted Von's death 2 months before it happened. The song is called Dead Trolls, and at one point in the song, Youngboy talks about planning to rob somebody in Atlanta. He talks about leaving his ops dead and mentions D Rose being away from the Chicago Bulls home. You connect the lyrics, King Von was staying in Atlanta, he got killed in Atlanta. D Rose was a point guard for the Chicago Bulls, but in Chicago Drill, D Rose was an infamous O-Block shooter who got 40 years for a murder. He's been shouted out on numerous tracks by Chief Keef, and even Von, who's got photos side by side.
I
ain't never
And this
really
song,
noticed
Dead
it.
Trolls,
That's
just
crazy.
happened to
I'm
drop
talking-
shortly after these photos surfaced
D-Rose
of
wasn't
King
really
Von holding hands with Jania, Youngboy's ex-girl. Now, before we get carried away, no, I don't think this song predicted Von's death 2 months before it happened. I don't think Youngboy cooked up some Louisiana voodoo to make that happen.
Like,
In
what?
reality,
I'm
the
trying to
Atlanta
say,
line
like-
could be about anybody. Half the industry's in Atlanta, and Youngboy beefs with half the industry. Jada Youngin, Fredo Bang, their beefs are well documented. Both of them got tension with Youngboy, and both of them record in Atlanta. So, no, I don't buy it. Truth is, Von's manager says this incident was personal between Quando and Von.
This has nothing to do with young boy doing a song with Asian doll, and that has nothing to do with this, right?
No. This has to do with Von being the person he is, and Ben, he don't like all that sneak this, social media stuff.
And as those tensions escalated between both camps, word is Quando had been talking shit behind the scenes about Von for quite some time, to the point where Von said if he caught someone from that camp, he was putting hands on. And this music industry's small, you're gonna run into people, especially in Atlanta. That's where all the good studios are, producers, label offices. Quando Rondo's from Georgia, Dirk and Von are both based out there too, so this was only a matter of time. Now, the Monaco Hookah Lounge is right in the center of downtown Atlanta. King Von's been to that spot before. It's a popular place, but it's also a red zone for shootouts. 3 people have been killed at this place in the last year alone. That's why there were undercovers patrolling the area that night and at the venue. Now, the first reports that came out were confusing.
Built a cathedral.
The news said that undercover police had shot Von. We even saw dispatch calls from Chicago PD telling their officers that Atlanta police had shot Von and to move with caution around O Block because emotions would be high.
Last night in Atlanta, police shot King Von and 2 of his people. Social media is active with, they're upset with the police. So if we have any jobs in Parkway, send 2 cars. Keep your eyes open, be wary. They're not happy with the police over there.
We later found out 3 separate crews were involved. Von's crew, Quando's crew, and the undercover police. Now, nobody knows what set Von off, but Von's manager says that night he wasn't himself. Von was celebrating his album release at Opium nightclub a few hours earlier. He was supposed to go back to his Airbnb around 2:30 in the morning, but he suddenly decided to switch routes midway and go to this hookah spot on Trinity Avenue about 10 minutes away. Now, Von cannot carry weapons himself. He's been fighting that case with Dirk in Atlanta for close to a year. They got strict guidelines to follow, but he knows his status. Usually, Von travels with 3 to 4 security, a bulletproof truck, and his guys from Chicago. But on this night, he left Club Opium by himself with 1 driver and 1 other car, leaving that fleet of security behind. When Von got to the hookah spot, he waited for 30 minutes in the car, and his security finally got word of his new location change and immediately rushed over to get to him. The whole time, Quando Rondo just happened to be in the same parking lot at that same hookah spot, napping in his McLaren. I know coincidences can happen, but this one's pretty big. What are the chances that King Von randomly decided to change routes and go to a hookah spot where somebody that he doesn't like happens to be at? One of Von's friends spots Quando and goes back to tell Von, and on the CCTV camera we see Quando making his way over to this white SUV, scanning the area cautiously. Shortly after, you see Von leaping out of his own car, going looking for Quando. As soon as Von sees Quando, he starts throwing punches. Von is unarmed, but his crew is swarming Quando quickly. That's when Quando's bro Lil Tim hops out the white SUV, pulls a pistol out, and fires off 5 shots, hitting Von in the chest and thighs. Bullets also graze Von's manager, who is in the mix of it. All hell breaks loose. Von's bro Slutty, who was right next to Von when the brawl started, was the first person to return fire once Von gets shot, hitting Lil Tim in the leg once, but then his gun jams, so he can't finish the job. Now this actually saves Lil Tim's life. Him getting shot in the leg drops him to the ground, making him a non-threat to the undercover police who were creeping around back in the adjacent parking lot. With Lil Tim on the ground and Slutty standing over him with a jammed up Glock, Slutty turns and runs into the adjacent parking lot towards the undercovers, who start ringing off shots and hit both Slutty and another O-Block guy named Louis in the head, killing Slutty on the spot and leaving Louis in critical condition. This whole time, Quando is still tangled up with King Von, who's just been shot a bunch of times and has paralysis in the bottom half of his body. According to Von's manager, Quando was screaming, "Von shot, Von shot," And on camera, it looks like he leans in and holds close to Vaughn, either trying to help him or take his chain. It's hard to say which. But eventually, Vaughn's brother Muop runs over and knocks Quando in the head, separating him from Vaughn, where they can now pick him up and escape in the getaway vehicle. Unfortunately, even though the hospital was just 10 minutes away, doctors could not save his life. And now, we're left in the aftermath.
Yes, sir, man. Rest in peace, King Von, man.
You're talking about two cliques with huge influence, money, and power. The very next day, we saw 600 Breezy hitting the freeway at 150 miles an hour, leaving Chicago to go to Baton Rouge as a declaration of war with NBA YoungBoy.
I don't even know why the fuck he's
Breezy is also openly talking about revenge on socials, leaving kissy emojis underneath Vaughn's killer's IG page. Several days after everything happened, Vaughn's childhood bro, Mimo600, went to Savannah, Georgia to film a music video in Quando Rondo's neighborhood. I think he filmed it in the housing complex close by. Regardless, point is, nobody's squashing nothing. And while Mimo was out there in Quando's neighborhood, this girl DMs him saying they should link up while he's there. After doing some research on the girl, Mimo finds her in a Quando Rondo music video just last year. It was a setup, a backdoor attempt in Quando's home city. And you've heard that theory, the enemy of your enemy is your friend. That's playing out in real time. But it's not just the industry that's affected by Vaughn's death. We can look at the city of Chicago too. This has been the most violent year in Chicago since 2016. And just like when FBG Doug died, one side was laughing. Well, now it's the other side's turn. As these memes of Vaughn packs are being shared all over the internet, diss songs being made, and people close to Doug just showing Vaughn no signs of sympathy. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it for this video. Rest in peace to Vaughn. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'll see you in the next one.
But nah, man, I hope y'all enjoyed this video, man. Make sure y'all comment, like, share, subscribe, turn on your post notification. Follow all our social media down below. Get us to 500 subscribers, you feel me? 500, you feel me? And yeah, just keep sharing our videos. It's your boy Desonique. I'm Dulce.
It's your boy Valentino.
And we out.